Fight!
What's going on YouTube? It's Hawk, representing De4th2F0aMz, Sh0eicide.Squad, and of course ForceFieldNYC. I'm here to talk about my latest pickup. And fresh off last year's Asics GL3 Bottle Rocket release, Wale teams up with Villa once again to bring you another Asics GL3, and this time they paid homage to the WWE's Intercontinental Champion. Now, one thing I have to say is, as a fan of sneakers and as a fan of wrestling, this was one of those sneakers that I wanted to just add to my collection based on the history of the Intercontinental Belt. I mean, just think about it. All the people that held on to that belt, from Tito Santana to Ravishing Rick Rude, Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Ultimate Warrior, Randy Macho Man Savage, I mean, Mr. Perfect, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and everybody's favorite bad guy, Razor Ramon, and of course, Shawn Michaels. Now, one thing I also would like to just point out, the sneaker itself, when I first seen it, it just said Intercontinental Champion. Because it was like, the color itself just pretty much just popped. But I'm not gonna get too much into it. I'm just gonna show you real quick what really stood out for me and just talk about how I was able to obtain the pair and some of the things that happened when I was in Philly. So here you go. There you go with that championship gold. One thing that stood out to me immediately was the gold and how they actually took the silhouette from the Intercontinental Championship Belt and put it on the sneaker. I mean, the materials is pretty much simple, leather, neoprene, nothing too crazy, but real clean, and they executed it to 1000%. You know, one thing I would tell you, they have like these black laces, some like miniature rope laces, nothing too crazy, but then throughout the whole sneaker, you see the gold that just really pops. And then you have like this black midsole, and you have like this blue speckle, and then you also have a blue bottom. So I mean, very well done. One thing I will point out, no quality control issues. If you look at it real good, throughout the whole sneaker, I don't have no glue stains. And that was the one thing that I was fearful of, because in the past I've had issues with glue stains, and especially, you know, I've heard it from a lot of other people. They were saying, oh, you know, gold, it really just shows or showcases the glue stains on it. But this time I was able to pick up this pair and you can see it for yourself. No issues. This is the right pair. And I'm gonna show you the left pair real quick. They pretty much just mirror each other, nothing too crazy. Like I said, the materials, you know, it's just simple. You got the neoprene right here. You got the blue inner sock liner with the black with the split tongue. You know, pretty much just showcasing the Intercontinental strap, the color as far as the blue, which is the globe. And then as far as the gold, you already know the championship gold. So, real clean. Love the sneaker, love the fact that they just pay homage to all the legends that just held on to that belt. You know, I'm very happy that I was able to pick up this sneaker. And not only that, but there was a couple of things that came along with the sneaker. It came with 2 sets of laces. You have the blue with the black rope, the solid blue rope, which is always nice. It's always good to get extras when you pay for these sneakers. Like I said, I'm big on that. As far as the price point, you know, it's always good to get some extras, especially, you know, the price of some of these sneakers nowadays. Came with this set of pins. Came with a commemorative card, which was dope. Last but not least, you know, one thing that everybody was going crazy about was when they started seeing images of the box. You know, if it would have came with a belt, I would have been crazy, but here you go. The back of the box, nothing too crazy, all black box, but you see the championship strap right there, which is perfect. Price point on this was $160. Wasn't too crazy. Definitely love the price point. It wasn't over 200. And you know, I went true to size. That's one thing I would tell people. I usually go up at 11.5. This time I stood true to size, which is in 11. I was fortunate enough to go to the event over at Villa, held at Open Space in Philadelphia. I was able to pick up the pair. It's always good to go to these events. You get to network with a lot of people, talk about this project and future projects. You know, you might see a pack with a championship tag team belts. It's always good to just go out there and just really network. You know, they had an open bar, they had free food, they had a taco truck in the back. You know, and it's just good to just be around certain positive people and just really get to see how creative minds are. They had like a guy there doing live painting. They had the DJ. They had, you know, t-shirts up from all the greats that held on to the belt. So it was just good to just be out there. I have to admit it, I'm a big fan of the sneakers, so it was a no-brainer. Like, you know, a lot of people say, yo, why would you go out there and pick? I says, hey man, I've been a wrestling fan, you know, I used to go to my neighbors' and go watch it. That's how bad it was. So, shout out to the whole Sh0eicide.Squad. We made 1 year. We are on our way to year 2. So I'm excited about that. And you know, one more thing, we do have this event coming up. It's called Sneaker Expo. It's in July 31st over in New Jersey. It's called the Swap Heat. Me and Manny BG is definitely gonna be out there. Be sure to show up and just, you know, come out there and network with us. We have this whole meet and greet, you know, sponsored by ForceField. And you guys are more than welcome to come by and pick up some ForceField product. You know, if you don't get a chance to really just hit up a store, we'll have some there for you, so like that you can test it out yourself. But with that said, you know, thank you for the support. Continue to support this channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment. If you know some legends that I left out, throw them out there. But with that said, I only have one more thing left to say. Continue to protect your kicks and wear your kicks at all times. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. You got the white mesh, you got the orange kangaroo leather right here, like I said, the side panels with the Theodora premium suede. And over here you got the hand and logo.